this is an overview of all you need. Here you have your process groups. Here you have your what? Knowledge areas. And here you have your processes. Let me repeat that again. Here you have your what? Process groups. Here you have your what? Knowledge areas. So this is an intersection of your process groups and your knowledge areas. Under the integration knowledge area. Under the integration knowledge area, you have some processes that are under initiating. You have some processes under planning. You have some processes under executing. You have some processes under monitoring and controlling. And you have some processes under closing. Let me give you an example. You know, if you see all these, let's see a project. Let's use a graduation from engineering as an example. And all these your process groups are like 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level, 500 level. You understand? What are the knowledge areas we need to be able to know, to be able to graduate from engineering? We said it. So you need to pick from maths, pick from physics, chemistry. You need to pick from this, pick from that. So all those things you are picking from are this. They're now telling you that, okay, the first thing you want to pick from, mathematics. In 100 level, are you doing any course? In 400 level, are you doing any course? In 300 level, are you doing any course? In 400 level, are you? In 500 level, are you? Do you get that analogy? That will tell you that in the knowledge area of mathematics, we are doing 2 courses in 100 level, 3 courses in 200 level, 4 courses in 400 level. You get that? Good. So what we are driving at is for you to understand the relationship between process groups and knowledge areas. Those process groups are like the classification of processes. But where exactly are those processes being carried out? Those processes are carried out in the various knowledge areas. So for 100 level, you can do 1 course in maths, 1 course in physics, 1 course in chemistry, 5 courses in maybe TD, clinical courses in geography, clinical courses in this. All of those are knowledge areas that you can do within 1 level. So in this case now, if you look at it this way, all these 5 process groups, under integration knowledge area, how many processes do you have?
5.
Under initiating process group, how many processes do you have under? What many processes do you have for integration knowledge area?
How many
processes do you have for integration knowledge area? 1. It's just like saying maths, physics, chemistry, 100 level, 200 level, 300 level. How many maths courses will you take? How many maths courses will you take in 100 level? You understand? So for example, if this is 200 level and this is physics, how many physics courses will you take in 200 level? 4.
I think what you are saying.
I'm just using courses like an analogy for you to understand that all of these things are, you can see them as levels. 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, up till 500 level, then graduation. So this is up till closing, then what? Completion of the project. But for a particular level, the processes that you do within that level are this. Just like for a particular level in school, you do courses. So those courses now are like processes. So, and you know all those courses, okay, let's see that you are going to borrow from different departments. You understand? Definitely, you take courses from this department, from this department, from this department, from this department, you know. You take the courses from different departments. For most schools, you don't specialize in your department until like 300 level, 400 level or 200 level in some schools. So for 100 level now, how many departments are you going to take courses? I'm going to take course in maths. I'm going to take course in physics. I'm going to take course in this. So all those places where you are taking courses are like knowledge areas. Areas of knowledge. Areas of knowledge. So in the area of knowledge of mathematics, how many courses are you going there to take? I'll take Maths 101. I'll take Maths 141. I'll take Maths 121. I'll take Physics 106. Sorry, I'll take Maths 106. That's 4 maths courses. Under which level? 100 level. But by the time you get to 200 level, it might become to 2. It might become 1. It might even be 0. Abi? Yes, it might even be 0. So that's the point. So this process is the only process under initiating process group for which knowledge area? For integration knowledge area. Under planning, you have 2. You have 1, develop project management plan. That's 1 process. Under executing, you have 1 process. Under monitoring and controlling, you have monitoring and control project management work. You have 2. Under integration. No, you have 2. Perform integrated change control is 1. Perform integrated change control is 1. And then under closing, you have 1. And then under initiating, it's just like saying, you know, there's some departments that you don't take courses there in 100 level. You don't take courses there in 200 level. But by the time you get to 300, you go and take a course there. You understand? So in this case now, under scope, they don't do anything on this level. But by the time you get to 200 level, planning, you now have to take 4 courses under this department. Do you get that analogy? Are we on the same page? Yeah. So that is how you understand. So what we are doing now in this training is to go to all these processes one by one and explain them. Because all these processes are the things you actually do to carry out the project. For example, right now, I want to imagine if I've just collected my salary now. Imagine I'm a woman, I want to go to the market. I've just collected my salary and I want to go and buy food. Then I break it down. Okay, what are the processes involved in me putting food on my table? Step 1, collect money. I'm sorry, not step. Process 1, get the money. Process 2. What's process 2? Draw a budget. Process 3. Go to the market. Process 4. Buy. Process 5. Get back home. Process 6. Cook. Process 7. You serve. Process 8. You eat. So all these things are what? Processes. But let us now see how we can break all these 8 processes into process groups. Based on what can we categorize these processes? You can say, okay, all those 8, let's categorize into before market, during market, after market. So if you say before market, what and what comes under it? Getting the money, drawing the budget, going to the market. Then during market, what will come under it? Start buying. Then you now have after market, which is now go back home, cook, serve, eat. So before, during, and after. So, but in the case of project management, you're now saying, okay, instead of 3, their own is 5. When you are initiating, when you are planning, when you are executing, and then when you are monitoring and controlling, and then when you are closing. So that same way, when you are initiating, you have some processes under it. When you are planning, you have processes under it. When you understand, you have processes under it. But those processes, let's say for example, under initiating, when we said before markets, right? How many processes were under it? What and what? We said collect money, drawing budget, going to the market. Now, those 3, what kind of knowledge do we need to carry those things out? Let's try to see if we can form knowledge areas out of it. Because we know that it is not the same knowledge you require to collect money, to draw budget, go to market, So let's say collect money. I don't know. There are no answers to these things. I'm picking our brain. I want us to be able to understand. So at least we know that draw budgets, financial knowledge. Financial knowledge. We know that, okay, yes, that is the knowledge area we need. Go to the markets. City road knowledge. You understand? City road knowledge. Then we've not looked for one for collecting money. Money collection knowledge. Sure you get? Or let's say business knowledge. You understand? But the fact that business knowledge is in pre-market does not mean that business knowledge will not be in market. Does not mean that it will be in post-market. For example, we said the knowledge of roads and road network to the market. That process, that knowledge area, that knowledge that you need for that process under pre-market, don't we also need it to return back home from the market in post-market? Okay, well, you also need it in the market. So that explains why you can have a process for the same knowledge area. It will be in this process group. It will be in this process group. It will be in this process group. Yeah, but it's complex. Because this is the fundamental. If you miss this, you will just be confused as we move on. Because this is what we will start discussing from now till almost the end of the training. We will start from here. We will move here. You understand? Then we come back. We start from here. We move here. Then here. Then we come back. We start from here. We pa. Until we get here. Once we get here, it's as good as we have finished the training. The only thing that remains now is professional ethics, conduct, professionalism, and all of that. That's all. Clear? Let's move on. Good. So now, for each of these processes, don't forget what we say. The process is like an action. That's why you realize that all these processes start with what? Verbs. It's an action. Develop, direct, monitor, close, plan, perform, validate, control. You understand? They are actions that you are performing. And for any action, something must come inside to facilitate the action. And that action must produce results that will now be the input to another process. Do you get that? They call them ITTOs. Input comes into a process. To carry out the process, you need T and T. They call them tools and techniques. And then O. What's O? Output. So ITTO. Input into a process, tools and techniques to be able to carry out the process, and the output. So as a project manager, at any point in time, you should be able to know the ITTO of any process. Not because you will cram, but because you should be able to understand it. Let us pick two processes from our market example and identify ITTO. Yeah, let's say, give me one process. No. Going to the market. What is an input to that process of going to the market? What is it that without that input coming in, we cannot go to the market? Transport. Your list, your budget that you drew in the previous process. And then your money. You understand? All of these things are what? They are inputs into the process. Now, this input to the process, which of them is an output of a previous process?
For the market, we have the budget as an output. Because we created this, and that's an output already.
Before we said go to the market, there was a process we did before, which is drawing up our budget and list of what we want to buy. That budget and list of what we want to buy is the output of that previous process, right? And then it now becomes the inputs of going to the market. You understand? So going to the market, the output of going to the market is what? Being in the market. And that being in the market is now the input into buying from the market. So, for example, for each of, don't forget that these are processes under what? Integration. And these processes fall under different process groups. Right? Good. So now for all these processes, you now have things that are inputs, tools and techniques, outputs. Inputs, tools and techniques, outputs. Inputs, tools and techniques, outputs. How many processes are under integration management? It is the only knowledge area that has processes in every process group. The only one to first summon only procurement and stakeholder. First summon there. So now these are the ITTOs. Scope needs here, time needs here, cost needs here, quality needs here, human resource has its own, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder. Yeah. So everyone has a plan until what? They get punched in the face. You know, if you go to a boxing bout and then at that time you are done training, when once you go, you start like this and then you move this way and then by the time that first punch lands, all those plans will just dabaru. Then you start strategizing. Let's say immediately then you're trying to re-strategize. Just like going to war. Most of the time, the plan does not exceed, it doesn't last long. That's why you have to have a very flexible plan. That's why you have to have backup. If this one, the person that is supposed to go and open door for you is killed already, and then you don't have any plan for once that one is killed, nothing happens. Problem. So, project management is one of those things that look easy until you try it. Honestly, it's not a very easy job. Because, you know, it's like being a president of a country. If somebody is just going on the road now and something like a nail tears his clothes, you say, Buhari. Buhari ke? Yes, it's Buhari now. If it's not Buhari, why should a nail be here? You understand? So, you are the leader, and if you succeed, they say team. But if you fail, they say leader. So now, that ends the first chapter. By now, at least, we think we should have gotten some level of fundamental knowledge on the framework of project management.